Now, of course, there's no break for Central without entertainment. Now, let's begin the music scene where Ghanaian musician Shatta Wale has just become the first African artist to top Apple's Raggae USA charts. Now, born Charles Armah Mensah JNR, Shatta Wale's 2020 hit song Property has just won him the first slots on the international reggae charts, surpassing Grammy-winning Jamaican American singer Shaggy for hit songs like Angel and It Wasn't Me. 37-year-old Shatta Wale also surpassed one of reggae's pioneers, Bob Marley, on the charts, topping Marley's hit songs Three Little Birds, Jimmy Cliff, and Wayne Wonder, amongst other well-known artists around the world. Now, this is a new milestone for the Ghanaian musician who recently became the second Ghanaian artist to get a gold certified in the United States by the RIAA for his collaboration with Beyonce on the hit song Already. Fans are also hoping the music star bags the award for Anthem of the Year at the 2022 edition of the Big Tubo Awards in Brazil, which is a good one for him. Now, Shatta Wale's song Property was a part of Jamaica's Garrison Christmas compilation, released in 2020 and executive produced by Contractor Music Group, a marketing company in Jamaica. And it's incredible to see that a song from way back, is making waves in such a time like this. A big shout out to Shatta Wale, of course, for making Africa proud. Now that's more, of course. Now we're moving still in Africa. Kenya's Elsa Majimbo is backing the news. Having featured on Forbes magazine's first ever top 50 creators list, the 21-year-old comedian has opened up in an interview with the American magazine about her rocky relationship with Kenyans. Majimbo, who relocated to South Africa before later moving to the United States, told Forbes she intends not to go back to Kenya. The international sensation revealed that she had to leave Kenya after she saw it unfit to continue her career, as her blowing up to global stardom didn't sit well with Kenyans. Now, this is what she had to say. She said, "I have a very complicated relationship with Nairobi. When things started going on well for me, there was a lot of backlash to me, and there were lots of colorist things said towards me. And surprisingly, it's people from Kenya who were doing that, and they were bullying me on the internet." Now, the comedian, who was earlier featured on Forbes Africa's magazine's Top 30 Under 30, further revealed in the exclusive interview that she'll go back to visit family but not move. She says, "When the whole world was cheering me on, Kenya was praying for my downfall. So when I got the chance, I packed my bags and I left. I'll go to see my family, but I've left and I'm never going back." Majimbo, who says she's also known, of course, always known she's going to be an icon, wrapped up her interview with a piece of advice: not to be discouraged by others. She says, whatever they know, they learned. All you have to do is, you know who you are and you can only teach yourself. And she finally said, you need to do what's best for you always. Well, we're super proud of her, and we do hope that in some form, there could be a reconciliation between her and Kenyans, because of course we're Africans and we love her. We're one Africa. Now, on the international scene, British actor and producer John Boyega says he's not convinced there will be a black actor portraying James Bond in the near future, although his name was linked with the rumored casting list of possible contenders for the highly coveted iconic spy role. The 30-year-old multi-award-winning actor says, "I'm sorry, but I'm black. I don't know how." Now, although Boyega was or has successfully played several action-packed movies and sequels like Star Wars, Pacific Rim, and even the upcoming Woman King, when asked about the possibility of being cast for the James Bond role, he said this. He says, "When you're black, I don't know how that goes. You as a white man grew up in a white society, and that's normal. That's normal to you. Even the mention of a black Bond is like, oh, okay." He added that although he doubts it's likely the film producers will be looking for a black actor, but if they called him, he'll be there. Boyega isn't the only black actor rumored to be in talks to take the heavyweight role. Now, of course, incredible actor Idris Elba's name also came up. And of course, we all know Idris is fantastic. Others include Dwayne Johnson, of course, The Rock, 25-year-old Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man, and even 50 Shades of Grey lead Jamie Dornan. Now, who believes, Jamie particularly says he believes that this particular role will present negativity, especially from fans who are attached to the former cast members. So you know what, he's like, yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to take that role. The talk of who will play the next James Bond role have been swirling for years since it was announced that David Craig's final movie as a character would be was last year's No Time to Die. Now, recall that earlier this year, the 94th Oscars paid tribute to 60 years of the James Bond franchise. All previous actors that took the role, of course, were there to be celebrated. I'm talking Sean Connery, David Niven, George Lazenby, Roger Moore, Timothy Dalton, and Pierce Brosnan, amongst others, were celebrated for their phenomenal work since the film's first in 1962. Now, the films are one of the longest continually running film series and have grossing over $7.04 billion in total, making it the fifth highest grossing film series till date. Now that is big, all right? I'm surprised that it's 7 only, but it's a huge number. And I can't wait, of course, to see who's going to play the next 007. You know how they say it. My name is Bond, James Bond. But of course, I'm Sam Dandy. Ollie, what do you think about this?
Wow, it's been a lot of stories that have been shared this morning, Sam Dandy. John Boyega is doing really well, but I actually want to talk about the Elsa Majimbo story and how much it's really painful to hear her say all that she said and how she's received backlash, especially from our own people, and she's going forward never to return again. I'm hoping that in the coming years, the narrative can change for her, especially from the people of Kenya, so she's not severed from her people and from her heritage. And we must all be reminded with this story as Africans, we must look out for each other. If we are going to tear each other, if we are going to experience some form of criticism and being torn apart, it should not be from ourselves, it should not be from our brothers and our sisters. And we wish Elsa Majimbo the best. We'll continually root for her here on Breakfast Central in Nigeria and around the continent and around the world. But thank you so much, Sam Dandy. We wish you a wonderful weekend, and we will be wrapping things up here. But of course, Sam, I don't know how you felt about the story and Majimbo's story, and I should probably ask Osaoge about what he feels concerning Elsa Majimbo's story. You know the way they say that the prophet is never recognized in his own home. Osaoge, how did he feel hearing her saying she would leave Kenya and she's left Kenya and never returned to Kenya? I know it's just been quite a dramatic journey for her so far.
Well, I think I agree with the points that you made already. It's hurtful hearing her, say those things, and it shows that she's carrying some hurt, or some betrayal somewhere in her heart, that she hasn't ever spoken about. But wherever she finds happiness, to be honest, she's brought a lot of happiness to millions of people around the world. So wherever she finds happiness, I wish her well. I know that, of course, her star will continue to shine in whatever continent that she finds herself. So I wish her well, absolutely.
Absolutely, I wish her well as well. Sam Dandy, thank you very much for joining us as usual and bringing us all the top tea happening in the entertainment world. We'll be wrapping things up this morning, and we hope that you've had a good show with us. We'll see you again on Monday. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend. I am Olive Emodi.
And I am Osaoge Ogbawan, and we wish you a really, really great weekend ahead. We're going to be back here on Monday morning to continue with Breakfast Central. For now, it's bye, and have the best weekend yet.
Of course, I am Sam Dandy as well. Have a fantastic weekend ahead.
Au revoir.